There's a reason why some piano pieces feel like they're shifting between light and shadow. If you're a late elementary piano player, today you're going to discover simple tricks that let you create those same beautiful mood changes. Relative major and minor keys share the exact same 7 notes, but they start from different moods. Here's the magic trick. To find the relative minor from any major, you're just going to go down 3 half steps. So for example, if you know that you are in G major, count down 3 half steps, F sharp, F natural, E, and you land on E minor. What if you know the minor, but you got to figure out the major? Okay, so you just go in the opposite direction. If you know you're in E minor, and then you want to figure out the relative major, you're going to go up 3 half steps, F, F sharp, G, so G major. Now, unlike parallel major and minor, which share the same starting note, so for example, G major, and then G minor, they both start on G. Those are parallel. Relative keys are like musical cousins. They're closely related, but with very distinct personalities. So let me show you this on the circle of fifths. G major and E minor, they both have 1 sharp. Okay, so I'm looking here, and I know that when I'm looking at my circle of fifths here, if I'm going on this side, I'm doing sharps. If I'm going on this side, I'm doing flats. So 1 sharp for G major and E minor, proving that they're relatives sharing the same key or the same key signature. Now, if you're wanting a deeper dive into the circle of fifths, check out this video link or in the description. By the way, welcome. I'm Rosemarie. I've been teaching for over 20 years and composing imaginative, educational piano music for nearly as long here at Must Love Music. So if this is helpful, please hit that subscribe so you don't miss out. All right, let's do a little playing. But first, we're going to hear how these relative keys create different moods in actual music. The opening clearly establishes that G major with a lively, confident sound. Now you're going to listen to this next section. We've shifted to E minor, the relative minor. Do you notice how the mood becomes more mysterious while using the same notes from our 1 sharp key signature? By the way, these excerpts are from Backyard Barbecue Boogie, which is available on my site or the QR code here. All right, so let's get this under your fingers because let's face it, that's what you really want, right? Okay, so here's the boogie left-hand pattern, first in G major. So we're going to be fairly low. This is our middle C. I want you to find just the chord bridge. We're going to... And again. So this is a pretty typical boogie pattern. We're just starting with the chord bridge and then slowly building up. See if you can keep up. 2 more times. And end. Excellent. Now we're going to add just a simple melody to this. Can you do that? Starting on G. Okay, so we're basically doing a bit of a scale. G, and then E, same notes going down. Excellent. Let's do it now, hands together. We're going to play 2 notes in our right hand for every 1 note in our left hand. And we're going to end up doing our left hand pattern 2 times. Sounds kind of cool, right? All right, now let's shift this to E minor, which is our relative minor. E. Go ahead, do this with me. And E. One last time. Excellent. Okay, here is a right hand melody to go with it. It's similar, but not quite the same as the one we did before. So we're going to start on E. This is my middle C here, so you'll notice it's a little bit more than an octave higher. Pause if you need to, come back, and then let's put it hands together. How did you do? Notice how I used the same melodic pattern. slight variation, starting from different notes. Now, these modified sequences show you how you can maintain musical flow while changing the emotional color from major to minor. In my online studio, explore concepts like these from day one. You're going to be building skills that help you create melodies that shift moods. My neurodivergent-friendly teaching approach ensures every lesson is accessible and personalized for diverse learner needs. So are you ready to turn musical concepts into creative tools? Visit mustlovemusicpianostudio or scan this QR code to book your free meet and greet. Sometimes you can extend to the relative major or minor. So I'm going to let you hear this concept using ripples on the lake. That was as written. Now, if I want to transpose that same passage from the F major to the relative minor, which, by the way, do you know what that is? If you said D minor, high five. All right, so here's the same passage transposed into that D minor, that relative minor. So notice how this works beautifully because we're maintaining the same chord inversions while shifting the emotional landscape from bright to contemplative. Now, what I would recommend is that you try these out on your own. Grab some music that you already have, something that's a little simple that you're really confident playing. For example, I chose sections that had a broken chord pattern because then I was able to look at whether it was root position first or second inversion. It could be that it's a very simple melody that has a lot of steps and skips or a second and third intervals, and then your chords are pretty simple in one hand. Which relative key relationship feels more natural to your ear, moving from major to minor or maybe minor to major? Let me know in the comments. You've practiced finding and hearing relative major and minor keys, which means you've unlocked a powerful tool for understanding any piece you encounter. Combining this with exploring modes like Lydian, you're building a complete toolkit for musical understanding. Now, if you want to explore this further in a supportive environment, remember that meet and greet at mustlovemusicpianostudio. Thanks and happy playing.